I'm not sure there are any ordinary things. The older I get, the more holy the world seems to be. And not just the church things, not just the obviously holy things, but everything. I baked bread yesterday and mixed it up and put the yeast in and then went away and left it, and the little animals, or are they plants, whatever yeast is, while I left it, it swelled up and the bread grew and it got to be round and beautiful. And when I looked at it, I remembered that Jesus preached about yeast, said that we were yeast, that we are in the world and we make the world productive and beautiful just by being who we are. When you bake the bread, the yeast dies. But where it was, it leaves a sort of a place around where it was, and that's why the bread is big and beautiful. I pulled it out of the oven, and there were the 4 beautiful loaves of brown bread, another week's worth of bread for us. And I remembered the life of the little plant, or is it an animal? Remembered Jesus' sermon. Remembered the first bread that I ever learned how to make. My first attempt at bread came out like hockey pucks. Wasn't successful. Didn't let the yeast rise well enough, I guess. Did something wrong. Flat and tough. My father was kind enough to say that it was the best bread he'd ever had. My bread has gotten better over the years, over the decades, since those first hockey pucks. Now they're large and beautiful. It's just bread. You slice it and you make toast out of it and it's gone. But it's a sign of so much more than just bread. Everything is so much more than it seems. I was driving the other day and the leaves are just starting to turn out where we are, and they were so beautiful. And I looked at it and I saw how beautiful the whole thing was, and there was something that made me feel sort of sad about it. I'm not as young as I used to be. I've seen lots of falls, some more beautiful than others, and we wait to see how beautiful this one will be. There's something poignant about all that beauty. It's the leaves saying hello right before they die, turn brown and fall to the ground, and then that's the end of them. But they have this moment of beauty, this moment of brilliant life. And they're just leaves, and they're going to be brown, and then they're going to turn to dirt, compost, natural compost. And that'll be another season. It's so ordinary, and yet there's nothing ordinary about it at all. The older I get, the more I think that everything is really holy. That maybe there's no such thing as sacred and secular, that maybe it's all sacred. This isn't really a speech about separation of church and state. It's more about God having infused everything with light and energy and power, more about my being a part of that light and energy and power, no matter how powerless or weak I may feel on a given day. I hope that you will see something ordinary today with new eyes, something ordinary as the amazing thing it is. I hope that it makes you think that the world is full of energy and beauty and power, and that it brings you closer to God, because I want for you the same thing I want for myself.